Haiti recovers $4.85 billion owed federal government by oil and gas companies. Renewed Hope Agric support initiative of the wife of the president empowers women and young farmers in Ebonyi State. Correspondent reports on some cultural and political practices during Salah celebrations. Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. I am Chinenye Ngoye, Baraka de Salah. Muslims must continue to adhere strictly to the lessons of generosity, love, compassion, and gratitude to Allah, as well as uphold other good habits exhibited and learnt during Ramadan. This was the message from Islamic clerics who were guests on NTA's flagship program, Good Morning Nigeria. Thomas Obetere reports.
Guests on Good Morning Nigeria admonish Muslims and all Nigerians to continue being on their best behavior, build good habits, and always put smiles on the faces of the less privileged in the society. They emphasize the importance of not only living in peace and unity with one another, but also promoting the spirit of togetherness and faith in Nigeria beyond Ramadan.
Before you even go out for Eid, you are expected to give Zakat al-Fitr. And it's all about putting a smile in the face of poor and needy. Because as you are preparing for Eid celebrations, someone is thinking of what to eat.
Our training as Muslims and adherents of the pristine teaching of Islam is that you don't come out and insult the leaders. You pray for the leaders.
Guests also used the opportunity to encourage Nigerians to always promote interreligious tolerance, humility, and sharing, as well as the need to promote the spirit of brotherliness and avoid ethnicity in all they do or say.
Let the Muslims and non-Muslims, let them work together. When in terms of development, they should work together. In terms of many other things that can be of benefit to themselves, they should work together.
At the Eid prayer, we go to, ideally, the outskirts of the town, village, or city to meet with every member of the community. And one of the earlier speakers did talk about the fact that there's no difference between a rich or poor. I don't ask if the person sitting next to me is Yoruba or Bagi or Hausa.
Leaders were also urged to see leadership position as an opportunity to serve the people and sacrifice for the good of the nation, not as an opportunity for luxury and materialism. Followers, especially the youths, were urged to pray for the leaders and avoid every form of sycophancy. In Abuja, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
Paying Salah homage to traditional rulers is a vital cultural and political practice that fosters unity, respect, and collaboration. Lydia Samson visited Jiwa community on the outskirts of Abuja and reports of a legacy of hope and extraordinary Salah tradition of togetherness.
Traditional rulers are revered as custodians of heritage and spiritual leaders embodying the divine representation of their communities. 11-year-old Diza and Adamu Al-Hassan, who is over 100 years old, told NTA News that Salah celebration in Jiwa is never complete without visiting the palace. Why do you come to the MS Palace every Salah?
We need religious leaders to keep praying for the country.
This art in Jiwa community strengthened ties between government officials, religious institutions, and citizens, thereby promoting peace and development. The emir did not mince words in reiterating to his village and ward's heads on the need to lead by example.
Nigeria is one. We should keep away tribal sentiment, religious sentiment, and we have to respect the Constitution and authority.
The homage and meeting over, an age-long tradition of feeding the kingmakers and people of the community was performed.
This tradition has been as long as Jua. Normally, even during the dark days, the emir cooks food on the day of the celebration like this to give it to his people, to identify that it all is well.
It was evident that it also acknowledges the ruler's grassroots influence, which is crucial for conflict resolution and community engagement, as the Dogares, who are in charge of protecting the kings, were at hand to also prevent exposing the king when the need arises. By honoring traditional rulers, societies reinforce their role in preserving traditions and ensuring societal harmony, irrespective of differences. Lydia Sampson, TA News.
And still on the Salah celebration, hawkers and small business owners at recreational centers in Abuja are lamenting low patronage as against the expected boost in sales that comes with Salah celebrations. Thomas Obetere reports that holiday makers were, however, sharing memorable moments with family and friends at some of the parks visited around Abuja metropolis.
A visit to some recreational centers revealed the presence of security personnel to reassure visitors that their safety was guaranteed. To some families, it is a tradition that every public holiday, the children must be given a treat. For others, it is about keeping a promise made to the children that if they can participate in the fasting without missing a day, they will be treated to a good outing with lots of ice cream.
In solidarity with our Muslim faithful, I told my children every is kind of a routine activity for us. Once there is holiday from school, so I take them out.
They don't miss anyone for the fasting. Then I promise them if the fasting completes, inshallah, I will carry them go out. But they don't miss anyone then.
And we just concluded our fasting. Of course, everybody wants to have fun, enjoy, and merry.
Me and my family members, and we are enjoying the place.
And it is very awesome that I came here, like to see my Muslim friends. Like I'm expecting one of them, but I haven't seen it.
So we pray Allah accept our fasting and our prayers.
At the time of our visit, traders and other business owners mentioned low patronage. However, they remain optimistic that sales will pick up later in the day.
Okay, usually sellers will normally have high sales because we do have crowds here, but today has been a bit slow, but I believe it's still early, so people will come, maybe because of the sun, but I believe they will still come out.
We used to sell markets, we sell, but today there is Salah. I don't understand. Even yesterday there was Salah. We did not sell anything. People just passed. In fact, yesterday we packed early because of the rain. Rain almost fell yesterday. We behaved as if it wanted to fall. Breeze was blowing. So we now have to think of whether to pack. It was only the popcorn that was there. The ice cream, we locked everything up.
It was a moment of joy and gladness for many as they were seen eating, dancing and playing games as part of the celebrations. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
The Renewed Hope Agric Support Initiative of the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, which kicked off last year with capacity building lectures on best farming practices and empowerment, is gravitating towards the intended objective of raising citizens who can cultivate beyond what to eat to commercial and export purposes. Caleb Obunna reports that the second edition of the program in Ebonyi State witnessed the empowerment of 100 women and 300 young farmers.
Hope Agric Support Initiative of the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, championed by the wife of Ebonyi State Governor Uzamaka Nwifuru in the state, through her Bewo Foundation with the aim of engendering food security, economic growth and tackling unemployment, is on course, following the empowerment of 100 women, 300 young farmers and 30 youths on sustainable farm practices, financial literacy, and marketing strategies.
The Renewed Hope Agricultural Support Program represents a beacon of hope for women in agriculture and youth looking for empowerment within the agricultural sector, to enhance their livelihood and contribute
going to be food security in Nigeria.
We'll give them money and seedlings and inputs. You can see back here to start their own farms.
The initiative, which participants insist will further enhance Ebonyi State position in food sufficiency, promote agro-business and improve the economy, centered on rice and cassava best practices, bag yam technology, backyard garden farming, among others.
I'm not going to be limited by scarcity of land to farm. So that is the key thing I've taken away from here.
Before, I don't even know that they used to cultivate yam in the back and used to save time. It saves stress.
The Agric Support Program of the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, with lecture series on the most effective ways of farming, designed not only to end hunger and food insecurity, but to raise young farmers who will focus on aggressive farming towards food sufficiency. In Abakaliki, Caleb Obonna, NTN News.
Advocates of maternal and child health have continued to ensure evolution and the use of artistic designs to highlight challenges causing high maternal mortality in Nigeria and are recommending interventions to reverse the trend. Oluseye Adeabo reports on the correlation in using art aesthetics in meeting the healthcare needs of both mother and child.
An initiative of the Nigerian Health Watch, a health communication and advocacy organization, is using the power of art as a catalyst for change, with optimism that amplifying women's voices will inspire action.
No more too late. No more packing bodies, whispering goodbyes. No more wishing, no more guessing how well be in her own hands. My mother spoke of today.
Artistic display in its various forms highlights the critical need for better healthcare access on reproductive rights. Umar Muhammad, a visual artist and an assistant manager with the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), there watching our painting.
It evolves around maternal healthcare and how important it is for you to have the right and complete immunization for your child. When you do that, you're going to automatically have a golden birth, and the name of the painting is The Golden Birth.
The 2025 Womanhood Arts Gala, which is the third in its series, is themed
Her Voice, celebrating the strength of women, her voice in every action, in every story. In order to improve maternal active action, ability or the remit of the health sector, we also have to think about how are we empowering our women, how are we giving them access to the tools they need to ensure that they're able to take care of themselves.
Without women's health, we cannot have empowered women, and women cannot contribute adequately to the community and the society at large.
A lot of women are here. Young girls are here. So the awareness is very key because they will now be psychologically prepared.
It's a very good advocacy engagement. So with this artwork, it will have an indelible mark in their memories.
Responses of key players in Nigeria's maternal and child health, applauding the Womanhood Arts Gala initiative, to create a platform for women and young girls to engage in discussions about their own health and well-being. In Abuja, Oluseye Adeabo, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return this day.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Many thanks for staying on. Amidst government search for extra revenue sources to fund budgets, the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NEITI, has announced the recovery of $4.85 billion from unpaid liabilities owed the federal government by oil and gas companies. Benny Adams reports that NEITI is set to publish the latest edition of its industry audit reports in a bid to doing more in blocking leakages for economic growth.
Briefing the media in Abuja, the Executive Secretary of NEITI, Dr. Oji Ogbonnaya Oji, says the recovery is part of the total $8.26 billion identified in NEITI's 2021 oil and gas audit report. Despite this progress, Oji noted that unresolved financial liabilities remain a major concern, with $6.175 billion and 66.378 billion naira in liabilities disclosed in the 2023 industry reports. He says if converted to naira, the liabilities would amount to 9.33 trillion naira, exceeding the federal government's total budget for health, education, agriculture, and food security, and that the liabilities could cover approximately 72% of the federal government's budget deficit for 2025. To this end, NEITI is urging relevant government agencies, including the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, to take stronger enforcement actions against defaulters and adopt more stringent measures to prevent future revenue leakages.
NEITI recognizes the urgent need for transparency in these transactions to protect national interests, national assets, host community concerns, address host community concerns, and sustain revenue flows.
Oji adds that while the push is on, challenges of institutional constraints, funding limitations, and resistance to change are visible. Hence, the need for collective support from stakeholders to ensure that Nigeria's oil, gas, and mining revenues are managed prudently for the benefit of all citizens.
The job to be done cannot be done by NEITI alone. We need the industry, we need government, we need the civil society, and we need the media to forge ahead. So observing governance issues that are either not done or being done or ignored in the sector, NEITI cannot be held completely liable. We are all in this together.
In addition to its recovery efforts, NEITI plans to broaden its industry-wide reports to include dedicated sections on divestment, forward sales of oil and gas assets, and environmental remediation. This move, he says, aims to strengthen transparency and accountability in the extractive sector. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has extended the tenure of Comptroller General of Immigration, Kemi Nana Namdap, until December 31st, 2026. Namdap, who joined the Nigeria Immigration Service in 1989, was appointed Comptroller General on March 1st, 2024, with an initial tenure set to run until August 31st, 2025. In a statement, the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, acknowledged the service progress in border management, immigration, modernization, and national security efforts under her leadership. President Tinubu commended her performance and urged her to remain committed to the service's strategic goals in line with his renewed hope agenda. The statement conveys the federal government's commitment to strengthening the Nigeria Immigration Service to ensure secure and well-managed migration. An election observer group, Kimpact Development Initiative, KDI, has unveiled the 2024 Edo and Ondo governorship election ballot integrity report. The team lead and executive director of KDI, Bukola Edo, says the report indicates some improvements in the nation's electoral system. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Assessing the integrity of the ballots.
Unveiling of the KDI Ballot Integrity Report on 2024 Edo and Ondo State governorship elections. Team lead Bukola Edo noted that the findings showed some noticeable improvements in the uploading of results on the IREF portal for both states, with 90% of the results uploaded before midnight on the day of the elections. but however noted that some discrepancies and inconsistencies were still observed.
Compared to 2023 general election, the major issue around that election was about the result not going on IREF. However, we have seen that improvement in Edo and Ondo. Now,
a professor of political science and former National Electoral Commission commissioner, Adele Jinodu, said for the country to move ahead, a lot still needed to be done about election management. He spoke on the topic, protecting the vote, ensuring electoral integrity through credible result management practices.
Let people organize themselves at the ward level or the polling unit level where elections are conducted and make sure that the elections are not violated.
Many submitted that elections are complex events to organize, and because they are very complex, mistakes are inevitable as human beings. They urged the citizens to be vigilant and protect their votes, terminate the watchman's approach. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our top stories. Haiti recovers $4.85 billion owed federal government by oil and gas companies. Renewed Hope Agric Support Initiative of the wife of the president empowers women and young farmers in Ebonyi State. Correspondent reports on some cultural and political practices during Salah celebrations. Welcome back. The Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, has expressed satisfaction with the success of the 2024 main pilgrimage exercise to Israel and Jordan. The Executive Secretary of NCPC, Bishop Stephen Adebute, gave the commendation during the arrival of the last batch of Christian pilgrims from the Holy Land at the Pilgrims Wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The Executive Secretary, who spoke through the Director of Administrations of the Commission, Sonny Ebiabu, commended the good conduct of the pilgrims and applauded the service providers and staff of the Commission for excellent performance. He also lauded President Bola Tinubu for creating the enabling environment for pilgrimage to thrive in Nigeria with his unprecedented support for the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria and NCPC.
Both in terms of services given by our grand handlers.
As a Christian, you have to imbibe such culture and let it be not only by mouth, but it should be within our life. Our life is the preaching.
The last batch expressed joy and excitement and shared their experiences in the Holy Land.
As an individual,
spiritually we are very healthy and strong. Our faith has revamped and we can really trust in what we see there.
God will give Mr. President wisdom, understanding, and the technical know-how to lead the nation aright.
The mission successfully airlifted over 5,000 pilgrims in the 2024 main pilgrimage exercise, aside from those airlifted by private pilgrimage operators. The theme of the 2024 main pilgrimage exercise was Pilgrimage of Renewed Hope for Total Restoration. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps says it has impounded a long container truck fully loaded with 70,000 liters of stolen crude oil in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. A statement by its national spokesperson, Afolabi Babawale, indicates that the action was in response to the Commandant General's directive to combat pipeline vandalism, crude oil theft, and illegal dealings in petroleum products in the Niger Delta region. He says the operation was executed by the Commandant General Special Intelligence Squad, acting on an intelligence tip-off. Babawale clarifies that crude was siphoned from vandalized wellheads and damaged pipelines. The suspects fled the scene, leaving behind the vehicle. The statement further confirms that once investigations are completed, the Corps will seek for future of both the truck and its contents through a court of competent jurisdiction. The proceeds from the confiscated goods will be remitted to the proceeds of crime accounts. And that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Nwoye.